Hey guys, welcome back to Rarity's Corner. It's Emily here. Today I'm going to be reading books outside of my comfort zone. So I got this idea from Haley Pham. I saw her do a video exactly like this one where she read books outside of the certain genre that she already likes. And I thought it was so perfect. I have this little bubble where all I really want to read right now is adult romance. Sometimes I read YA contemporary, but it's just, there's genre like sci-fi, mystery, thriller, and even fantasy that I just don't delve into enough. And I thought this video would be so perfect. But before we begin, please subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. All of my social links are down in the description box below, as well as my Amazon wishlist if you would like to gift me a book. Now let's get on into the video. I'm so excited for this video. There's so many books on my TBR that I just need to get to. And the first book that I'm going to be reading, and also the book that I'm already 100 pages into, is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. I'm actually buddy reading this with a friend, Megan, here on BookTube or Head Over Books. And basically this book is about a girl named Beatrice. In senior year, her boyfriend died and the death is kind of unsolved. And around that time, she had a friend group. So right now she is headed back to her friend group for one night to get closure for everything, but they end up in a car accident. And in the Neverworld Wake, where basically they have to repeat the same day over and over again and vote out one person. They want to have one person to live while the rest have to die. And so at this current moment, everybody's kind of going their separate ways because they're like, you know what, we're just gonna live in the Neverworld Wake forever. And the main character is like, you know what, that's not feasible, we can't really do that. And so at this moment in time, she's trying to gather everybody back together to vote. But they are mean, okay? They're very mean. I'm gonna be honest and say that the beginning of this book was kind of hard to get into. The first chapter was a huge turnoff. I was like, I don't want to read this book right now. I just, immediately when I started reading this, I was like, I have to push through or I'm just gonna DNF this book. I'm intrigued, but I just don't know where this is all gonna go. So I will update you guys a little bit later. Let me know if you've read this book because I want to hear what your thoughts are. And yeah, let's get into it. Hi, can I get a venti iced peach green tea lemonade with sweetener in it? Hey guys, I am 2/3 of the way through Neverworld Wake and I'm absolutely adoring it. Oh my gosh, I'm in part 2 right now. So the first part was them going into the Neverworld Wake. The second part is them actually solving Jim's death. We knew that it would come into play. It's just so crazy because they're supposed to be voting right now, and since they're not voting, so many weird things is happening in the Neverworld Wake at the moment. The tone of this book is so eerie and dark, and all of the characters in this book, I love learning more about them and the growth that they're exploiting, but I don't know who to trust. Every single person in this book right now is absolutely lying through their teeth, and even if they tell the truth, it's only half of the truth. And the only person I trust in this book is the main character. And watch them at the end just bamboozle me and be like, actually the main character was a killer. I don't think it'll happen, but it could. Who knows? Everything that has happened throughout this book so far, plot twist wise, I did not see it coming. Honestly, I just don't know where this book is going, and by the end I know I'm going to be shocked because I don't know what's going on. I was a little confused at the beginning, but I am gobbling this book up. I'm reading it so quickly and I have 120 pages left, and I'll let you guys know what I think. But honestly, I can't believe I waited years to get to this novel because it's actually, I think, one of the best thrillers I've ever read, even though I've only read a couple, but it's honestly so good. I finished Neverworld Wake. We're in the same spot. I look a mess right now. But I finished Neverworld Wake and I am so confused. We found out that you don't have to, or they don't have to, wake up in the same destination that they've been waking up each day. They can wake up in any place that they want to, past, present, future. And so I was like, just go to where Jim, died. They ultimately found out what happened to Jim. And let me just tell you that every single person, including the main character, was lying at some point, was very not truthful. I want to say though that I don't think thriller is the genre for me, because every single thriller that I've ever read, although that's been 3, the ending has left me not satisfied. I don't really know what it is. And I think maybe it's all of the morally gray characters, where even the main character is morally gray. So you're just I like to trust my main character. I like a little bit of a reliable narrator, okay? So not that this character was good. I think this is one of the best characters in thrillers that I've read, that I could trust, but I don't know what it is, but I always rate thrillers 4 stars and they're so good, but something is missing for me and my reading taste. But this book was genuinely so freaking good, fast paced, the character growth, the character analysis, the ending. I was a bit confused about a couple of things. I think there's some certain things that you can just pick up for yourself and see if you believe this happened or this happened. But in the end, I am giving this book a 4 stars. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't think I could rate any thriller book a 5 stars. Hey guys, it is 12 o'clock at night right now, but quickly let me show you the next book that I'm a third of the way through, Ignite the Stars by Moore Milan. This is an Asian sci-fi. If you know anything about me and sci-fi do not mesh well. If I could eradicate one genre, it would be sci-fi. But this is about a girl named Ayakocha, and she's a 17-year-old girl criminal mastermind, and she is terrorizing the Olympus Commonwealth. And basically they capture her and unveil her and realize like, oh crap, this is a 17-year-old girl. We could use her to our advantage. And they put her into their military academy. And there she meets Bryn and Knives, and she's trying to escape and she doesn't really know who she can trust. I'm not hating it. I really like Knives. He's my favorite character right now. Like, I just love his perspective. Like, I could be in his perspective for the entire book. But one thing that I really wanted from this book going into it was 2 things. One, for the diction to be very simple. Like, I like flowery and complicated writing, just not in sci-fi novels, okay? And also I wanted it to go by very quickly. And honestly, this is the simplest science fiction book that I've ever read, and not that I've read a lot, clearly, but it's very simple, and I really appreciate that because, again, that means that I can go through this book a lot quicker. I think it has a lot to do with this being a YA novel, but truly, I think it's pretty good. I just think with science fiction, it's very redundant. Like, all the books are set in space and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that this book holds some type of originality, so I'm enjoying it. I don't hate sci-fi, it just doesn't mesh well with me, and so far, I'm enjoying it, but let's see what happens because I think a war is brewing. Okay guys, I'm 2/3 of the way through this book and I'm actually freaking enjoying it. I think the fact that it's a YA sci-fi is really helping my case here. But I will say that the political aspect and the political stance that this book is taking is truly in the forefront of the story. So refugees is something that's really big, and people it's a very controversial topic where they don't really want other people on their land, of course. There's an act, like the Refugee Act, apparently, that's going around. They want it to be eradicated. And so we follow 3 people. Aya, who is from another planet and doesn't like the Commonwealth because they destroyed her planet. We follow Knives, who's the son of the general, but doesn't really agree with the Commonwealth fully because they had a part in killing his sister. And then we follow Bryn, who's a Tawny, which her family's from another planet, but she's a Commonwealth citizen. But her big secret is that she's a Tawny. Nobody really knows. She's now realizing that if she ever let go and stop dyeing her hair and everything, she would be attacked. I'm actually really enjoying the political aspect, which is weird because usually when I read fantasy novels and it's solely on the political aspect, I don't really like it, but I think it's really working for this novel and I'm really enjoying it. It's also a duology, so I think I might read the second book too. Look at me wanting to read sci-fi books. Who am I? Okay, but I'll update you guys when I finish this book. Okay guys, I finished Ignite the Stars, and what is wrong with me? Me going out of my comfort zone, I'm supposed to not like these books, but I really enjoy them. This book, I never was uninterested. I always wanted to know what happened next. I think the characters were my favorite part. Aya and Knives, their cute little romance, and Aya and Bryn and their friendship. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to read the next book because yes, guys, I'm going to be reading the next book. I can't wait to see their relationship and their friendship grow. Look at me. I'm so excited for a sci-fi novel. If you're just getting into sci-fi, I think this book is perfect for you. It's very simplistic so that you understand everything that's going on. And I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars out of 5. So go read it, okay? Especially if you're new to sci-fi. But the next book that I'm going to be reading is that one right there. This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. This is a fantasy book. You know me, I'm trying to get right back into fantasy. It's basically about this girl that is supposed to take down a king, but she is hiding as a servant in plain sight, and I think the prince is going after her, but maybe he falls for her. I don't know, but I'm so excited. This is top most anticipated read that I've just been really wanting to get to, so I'm excited. Let's get into it. Why am I always in the Starbucks drive-thru? Okay, guys, I just got out of the shower, so pardon my appearance, but I'm a third of the way through this Woven Kingdom. Look at how beautiful. And I'm just gonna be super blunt and honest and say, Taharamafi, look, I love you. But if you're looking for the Shatter Me series in this book, you're not gonna get it. It is so completely different, and not in a bad way. Just Taharamafi is known for her flowery diction and intricate writing style, and you get that in the Shatter Me series, but not to this extent. It is so descriptive and so dense that it takes all of my brain power to actually sit down and read this book. Like, you can't just read it pretty quickly. Like, it takes double the time to read this book than it would to read Shatter Me. It's also told in a third person narrative, which I actually don't mind, but I know a lot of people hate. But if you're still on the fence about it, you get the prince's perspective, which in the prophecy, she is known to overthrow the kingdom. So you get the prince's perspective, and you also get Ali's perspective. And I'm just like, okay, where is this going? But another part that I really do enjoy in this book is Taharamafi's culture. She is Iranian, and in her contemporary novels, that's where she really lets her culture shine. But this book is rich of her culture, like, oh my gosh. And also, I have so much faith in the rest of this book because watching TikTok, they say that the ending, the second half of the book, is just amazing. So, a little bit of a rough start, but I'm excited to continue. I'm in the same spot. Are we surprised? Are you getting sick of it? I know I am. But I am 2/3 of the way through this book. This is how much I have left to read, and I'm really freaking enjoying it, guys. Like, Taharamafi is doing the forbidden love trope so freaking well. I'm really enjoying it. I did find a similarity between Juliet from the Shatter Me series and the main character in this book. They are both main characters that are not really recognized, and the first guy that shows them interest and shows them like any sort of affection, they're like, oh my gosh, like, I love you too. And you're just like, what? It is a little bit annoying. We do get Kamaran's perspective and we see him fall for her, but on her perspective, like, he just recognized you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's just me, but I am hoping in the next book we get some more heartfelt scenes so I can like root for them a little bit more. Like, I do root for them like wholeheartedly, like 100%. But you know, I don't know. I want more scenes with them. I don't know. One thing that is so out of left field that this will never happen. I want there to be a love triangle with Hassan, which is a side character. I can't really tell you how he fits in with this story because that will be a spoiler. But like, I don't know what is wrong with my brain because this is like not gonna happen whatsoever, but I would love to see a little love triangle form. But aside from that, Taharamafi is writing romance scenes like no other. Like, it's insane. Let me just read you this scene. She goes, please, oh no, he goes, please don't just disappear. Not now, not when I've only just found you. She says, surely you must see. There exists no bridge between our lives, no path that connects our worlds. He goes, how can that matter? Is this not one day to be my empire, to rule as I see fit? I will build a bridge. I can clear a path, or do you not think me capable? Like, sir, I love their individual characters. She is so badass, but so humble at the same time. And he is so kind, but he knows his power. I love both of their characters so freaking much. But I'll update you guys when I finish this book to give you my final thoughts. I finished This Woven Kingdom by Taharamafi, and I have thoughts. Okay, number one, take the Hassan love triangle thing out the window. I don't know what I was thinking. What was I thinking? If we're comparing it to Shatter Me, because of course we have to, Hassan is more of like a Kenji character or like a best friend character, and like, what was I thinking here? But do not throw out the window the idea of a love triangle happening in the second book, because it's happening, okay? Like, I know it's gonna happen, and it's giving enemies to lovers. It's giving Warner from the Shatter Me series. It's giving forced marriage. Like, it's giving, guys. It's giving. And honestly, I am so not mad at a new love interest coming into the plotline. Honestly, it's because I didn't fully feel the connection between Kamaran and Ali. Like, I love them individually. I love them so much. And Taharamafi wrote the tension in this book like nobody else. Like, nobody else could write it as good as her. But they were barely together. Like, I feel like I just needed more with them. Like, something was missing. But I also feel like that's kind of Taharamafi's way with first books in a fantasy series. Like, Shatter Me was good, but its sole purpose was to like give you the information so that the rest of the series could thrive. And I feel like it's just the same. Like, it was very slow to get into, and I think how this book led to the ending, the next book is going to be filled with action, like complete action. So I'm giving it a 4 stars, but I truly feel the potential of this series. Like, I really love it. I love it. I love it so much. I'm very excited. And this is the least favorite book of this video, which is insane because Saad Amafi is my favorite freaking author of all time. But I see the potential. I'm excited. And 4 stars is not a bad rating whatsoever. Just don't go into this book expecting Shatter Me when it takes a little bit longer to get into. And I'll give it to Further Emily to finish out this video. Okay guys, that was it for me reading outside of my comfort zone. I thoroughly enjoyed making this video. It just goes to show that you need to read more outside of your comfort zone. Like, even if you feel like it's gonna take a long time, just go watch a TikTok and hype yourself up for it. That's what I do, at least. But yeah, please let me know if you guys enjoyed these books, if you didn't like them when you read them. I don't know, but please subscribe, comment down below, do whatever you want to do, and goodbye.